Hey guys, how's it going? Younger 89 here with you guys. First off, thanks for checking out the channel. As always, feel free to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all of your support. So what we're going to take a look at today is this awesome Kimber 1911. If you guys are a fan of the channel, you guys know how much I love 1911s. And, you know, some people love Kimbers, some people hate Kimbers. To each his own, but I definitely think they're a pretty competent manufacturer, especially of high-end 1911. So let's just open up this case and take a look at it. Whoa, that's not a 1911. What's going on here? No, guys, I'm just playing with you guys. This is my Smith & Wesson 586-3 revolver. I just have it in this Kimber case because this is an older revolver and it came in a cardboard box pretty much. And I do keep the box because it is worth some money, and you guys will see it here in a minute. But I keep it in this case whenever I go to the range, you know, just so I don't beat up the box. Also, while I have it here, Mountaineer custom cartridge. They're out of Morgantown, West Virginia. You know, the West Virginia Mountaineers, the college school. But anyways, they manufacture some really good high-quality ammo. If you guys are in the Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia area, at a lot of the gun shows, especially the Morgantown, West Virginia gun show, that guy's there all the time, and he has really good prices on ammo, so feel free to check him out. I'm not sponsored by him or anything, but if you guys know about the channel, I always tell you guys about stuff that I think's good, and if it's bad, I'll tell you about that too. But this is slide that box out of the picture. This is a 586-3. You guys can tell it's a -3 by looking in there. It'll say model 586-3. Basically what the -3 means is it denotes a generational change. Let's go ahead and sit the gun down. And I'm going to show you guys the box. This is the same serial number matching box here. And as you guys can see, it's not in the best condition, but it's there. It's not completely falling apart. And the internal papers are in there too. So everything's good. But that's why I don't keep it in the box as far as taking it to range, just because I don't want to beat that box up any more than it already is. So let's go ahead and we'll just lean the revolver up against the box and we will talk a little bit about it. So if you're not too familiar with the Smith & Wesson lineup, the 586 is a gun that they came out with in the, I believe, early to mid 1980s. Basically what it is a gun that they beefed up a little bit to pretty much compensate for the .357 Magnum cartridge. Now this will shoot .357 Magnum as well as .38 Specials. Shooting .38 Specials out of this gun is like shooting a .22 because this is a pretty heavy gun. It's a heavy framed gun, K/L frame grips on it, and it has the full length lug. You guys can see that. That's kind of what the 586 is known for. It's a very, very strong, very, very high quality built revolver. So it manages that .357 pretty good. Now this is a 6-inch barrel. They did offer it in a 4-inch, and I believe there were some snub noses. I don't know if the snub noses were offered in the -3s or not. Now it does have the case-hardened trigger as well as a case-hardened hammer. And you guys can see that it has your striker on here. Excuse me, your firing pin on there. It does have fluted. The cylinder is fluted. Some people like that, some people don't like that. As far as the condition of this revolver, it's tough to find anything wrong with it. There is a very, very minute scratch on this trigger guard. It's even hard to pick up, but there's a very, very minute scratch on the trigger guard. But other than that, the rest of the gun is in phenomenal shape. That little spot there is supposed to be there, so that's a pin. This is a very, very nice revolver, guys. Now it is a 1992, so it's not, you know, a new revolver, and it's not, you know, a super, super old revolver, but it's fairly old and it's worth a fair bit of money. Obviously, it depends when you watch this video and also your area. Also, you personally may value stuff a little different. I personally would put a value on this revolver in 2017 of approximately $850 in the condition that it sits in. That's what it has been appraised by. That's not necessarily me. That's what it has been appraised by a local shop. So I take that for what it's worth. The 586s in some areas are worth a little bit more. In some areas, they're worth a little bit less. Also, you got to find the buyer. You know, not everybody wants an old revolver, and some people are picky. Some people are just Colt guys. Some people are just Smith guys. Some people like stainless guns. There's a lot of different variables that go into it. This gun does have aftermarket Iran grips. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, forgive me. I do have a set of pack Myers for it. As you guys will see, the cover photo for this video, you guys will see the picture of the Irans and the pack Myers. The front sight post is it's still there. It's not actually chipped away like a lot of them you see are, but it is somewhat dull. The rear is an adjustable, kind of like the Glock notch, you know, before they got super popular. But this is a very, very nice revolver. So if you're familiar with the 686 Smith & Wesson, this is pretty much the same exact gun, just a carbon steel blued gun. It's kind of like a car. Nothing looks better than a nice black car when it's clean and when it's shiny, but they get dirty really quick. That's how these blued guns are too. Nothing looks better than a nice blued gun, but you touch it and it'll leave fingerprints like nothing else. It gets fingerprinty, for lack of a better term, very quick. Now this is a smooth shooting gun with 357 Magnum. It depends on the load, but some of the hot loads can get a little snappy, but it's not too bad. It's not, you know, it's actually better than most other 357 Magnums. It handles that recoil very well because it's heavy. Also, being that it has the longer 6-inch barrel with the full lug, it kind of helps shift some of that weight to the front. Not all of it, but some of it. And it's a very fun gun to shoot. I'll be honest with you guys, this gun's kind of a safe queen for me. It's not something that I take to the range every time I go, but I will take it occasionally. I'm not afraid to shoot this gun, but I'm not going to run around and, you know, chance something happening to it. You know, I always take proper precautions whenever I handle it, just because of it. Now, the Colt Revolvers, let's kind of take a minute to talk about them. 10, 15 years ago, the Colt Pythons and stuff like that, you could pick them up at a pretty decent price, you know. I seen them 15 years ago. You could pick up a Python for around $1,000, maybe a little bit less, depending on your area. Nowadays, those Colt Pythons are worth like $3,500. Now, I understand Colt doesn't really make revolvers anymore, other than the one that they just came out with. I don't even know what it was, but they just unveiled a revolver at SHOT Show 2017, but I have yet to see it in stores. But anyways, the Colt Revolvers have shot up in value. You know, I just, one of my buddies actually just bought a 6-inch nickel Python for $3,700 at a gun show. I mean, they're crazy as far as the value of them nowadays. And these Smith & Wessons will probably be like that too. Now, I'm not banking on it. That's not why I own the gun. I own the gun because I enjoy it, and I got a very good deal whenever I purchased the gun. So that's pretty much why it stays in my collection. As I said, it's a very nice shooting gun. If you're a fan of old revolvers, you got to have a 586. The 586 is a phenomenal gun. A lot of people like the stainless steel guns because if you scuff them, you can just basically polish it out, you know. But with these guns, it's pretty hard. If you scratch them, it's scratched, you know, unless you have it professionally re-blued, and that's going to affect the value. If you do get a small scratch on it, it's almost better just to, you know, eat it and just stay there with the scratch than to try to fix it, because you're going to depreciate the value of it. Now, this gun would be worth more if it had the original grips, but it does not. That kind of sucks, but it came that way, and I'm okay with that. As I said, I got a phenomenal deal on this gun whenever I purchased it. I've probably had it for roughly 8-9 months now. If you guys are a fan of the channel, I did an initial, well, not an initial, but I did a video on this revolver a while back, but the quality of the video wasn't the best and the lighting wasn't the best. That's why I decided to update it and do a new video. But this is a very, very nice revolver. If you guys are a fan of guns in general, feel free to check out my channel. I have a lot of videos up on handguns. I'm a big handgun guy. I'm a competition shooter. So I have a lot of different handguns, anything from your striker fire Glocks to, you know, HKs and Walthers and CZs and SIGs. I have a nice West German 226. You know, I have a decent collection, as well as some ARs, AR variants, AKs, and stuff like that. So if you guys are just a fan of guns and gun gear and everything like that, I encourage you guys to hit the subscribe button and check out my channel. I don't get paid for these videos, so I appreciate all the support, because that's kind of my compensation for doing the videos. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. God bless, and have a good one. Take care.